Hey everybody. Hey, maybe you've been following along a little bit on this, on our North Star Ranger build and the things we've been doing to it. But if not, maybe follow along on our YouTube page or on Facebook, Instagram. But we're doing a bunch of cool stuff to this machine, and it's been a great project so far. Everything's been good, and I love this. I love the Ranger. I love it the way it is. But there's a couple of things always with any model that kind of like, maybe you need some improvement on, and that's kind of what we're doing here. So, one of the things that really I noticed kind of right off the bat is, the headlights on these things just aren't really that great. It's a standard halogen type, beam, bulb type light, and realistically, they're okay. They're just not great. But with the new technology out there, I think there's some improvements to be had. I mean, look at the lights on this thing. You see. They're just kind of yellow, kind of dull. So anyway, this is a 2020 model. Well, for the 21 model year, Polaris must have decided the same thing, because they went ahead and upgraded the headlights on the North Star Rangers, and they did a really cool LED package, headlight package on these things. And they also, in an accessory pack, they allowed you to purchase the whole LED headlight kit all together, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to upgrade the headlights on our 2020 Ranger North Star, and we're going to upgrade it to the latest and greatest, the 21 model year headlights. So follow along, and we'll show you how easy it is, or at least we hope we show you how easy it is. Hopefully it's easy. Haven't done it yet, but it should be pretty simple. So let's take a look. Let's go take a look at the kit and see what we got. So this is the kit as it comes from Polaris. It's one part number. It gives you both headlights, and as we open it up here, it gives you instructions. Of course, you know how we do that. We don't worry about those. And so you get some foam rubber, of course that. But here's the cool headlights. Look at these units here. They got a nice plastic wrap over the front to protect the lens, but they've got a multiple beam LED set inside. It looks like projection beam on the top, and then maybe the high beam, low beam. We don't know how it all looks yet. And it's also got a nice eyebrow on the top, which is an LED eyebrow. I've seen these lit up on newer Rangers, and they look really, really cool. So can't wait to get started on this, and let's see how easy this is. So let's work around to the front of the vehicle and start tearing it apart. Don't kid yourself. I know I threw those instructions on the ground, but I did actually look them over a little bit, so I kind of know what to do here, or at least I think I do. So the first thing we got to do is we got to access the headlights. So basically, we're going to remove the front hood, the center hood section out of here first. We're going to set that aside so it doesn't get kicked or scratched. We're going to put that over there. And basically, what you got to do is you have to remove the whole fender to be able to access the headlights. So the fender is primarily put in with these little push pins, the little Polaris push pins that you guys are probably most familiar with. And they got a special tool for that, which turns out, if you've actually got the Polaris toolkit that comes with your Ranger, you actually have the right tool. So inside of your Polaris factory toolkit that comes with the Ranger, you've got a little pair of pliers. And while they look kind of cheap and cheesy, they're kind of cool because they actually have a little groove in here, and that groove is for grabbing these pull pins and popping them out. So that makes it real easy. You can get to those pull pins. There's a pull pin here in front. There's another pull pin on the inside of the door jamb here. Also real easy to get to. We'll get that one out of there. And then I found there's another pull pin right up underneath here. I'm gonna pop that one out. Got it. Put that one up here. And let's see here, where's the other pull pins at? So now there is another pull pin right down inside here. This one's a little harder to get to, a little hard to get the pliers on, so you kind of got to massage this one a little bit with a screwdriver. You kind of pop it loose there, And lo and behold, another pull pin out. So we got those out now. There's one screw up here in the top that's actually a T20 torque screw. So we pop that screw there out. Unscrew that. Get that out of there. And keep all those screws together in the front there. I'm going to open this door so when the fender comes off. Let's see, have I got them all now? Oh, there's another one back up underneath here that faces in. And I think we can get the pliers on that one. Let's see here. And these pull pins, you know, there's not much to them, but they actually hold these cars together pretty good, and they keep the cars from rattling, and they're pretty handy. And they're cheap. You can replace them pretty easily. This one's a little bit blind, so you kind of gotta finagle your way in there to get on it. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna need a little light on the subject here. See if I got a flashlight up here. There we go. Let's see here. Up inside the fender here. And there it is. Kind of hard to get with the pliers, but we got it. Let's see. Boom. There we go. All right. So, we got them all. I think this fender is about ready to come off. Put that back together. Look at that. Sure enough, there's the fender. We're going to set this one. This one's got the antenna attached to it, so you don't just want to go ripping it off because the antenna's still attached. So we're going to just set that kind of in the middle there. And then there are 3 screws that hold the headlight in place. We've got a plug here. It's got there's our light bulb. Take that off. And looks like here, there is a plug. You know, I don't know why they make every single one of these electrical plugs a little bit different in every other one, but this plug's got to come loose from the light bulb itself, because that's going to plug onto the new light. I'm going to look at that with my glasses on, see how to do that, so we're going to mess with that here in a minute. Let's see if this is the same size Torx. So you've got 3 springs in here that are for your headlight adjusters. You don't want to lose those springs, because that's an important part when it comes to adjusting these headlights to get them aimed properly. So I'll take this one loose. There, that screw out of there. These springs, technically, they should just stay right on the little bosses here, and they shouldn't fall off, but it's possible they might. Let's see, the next one is down inside here. Let's see where the other ones are. Let's see. A little flashlight action here. Let's see, one of them up here. These boogers are tight. I also noticed that from the factory, these headlights were really not adjusted properly. So if you do keep your stock headlights, keep in mind that they can be adjusted with these springs here, so kind of just like an automotive style headlight. They can be adjusted in, out, up, and down. So keep that in mind. We're gonna have to do that. We'll have to do that after it gets dark. But, see, I still got another one in here. It's a little bit harder to get to, but I think it's right. Right here. I can feel it, but I can't see it and feel it at the same time, so we're gonna have to. Where is that booger? There it is. By golly, that's in a tricky spot. There we go. Got it in there. Oh, that booger's tight. Kind of hard to get a straight angle on this screw. You might actually work to use a torque socket on this bottom one here. I'm not quite sure why it's so tight, but it is tight. She's coming, but it's coming slow. There's just not a lot of room in there to get that to turn. You know what, I'm gonna go and see if I can find a torque socket for this. We might be able to get it. Got ourselves a little quarter drive T20 socket here, and that seems to be the trick to being in the right spot here. So this bottom one is a little bit tricky, but she's coming out now. There we go. We got all these out. When you tighten these back up, you got to be careful because these are just a big coarse threaded screw, and they just screw into plastic. So if you tighten them too tight, you will strip them out, or worse yet, break off the little boss back there, and that's a problem. So there's your headlight. I mean, there's really nothing to it. It's just a chrome reflector plastic headlight thing. So these new models these new units are going to be way trickier than this. So we'll put this aside, and now we kind of got to go back to getting this plug unplugged. And again, it's always a trick to getting these electrical connections loose. So push it in, pull it out. There it is. That's it. Your bulb. There's just a little button. You push the button on the back side right here, give it a little push and tug on it, and she comes right off. So that was easy. So there's your bulb. Get rid of that and put it back in the headlight in case we ever want to put these back in. I don't know why we would, but in case. So we'll keep that. And let's see here. Here we go. All right. Now here's the headlight. Take off that plastic. And we'll sort of sneak this thing back in here. Fits right down in there. All those springs, remember those springs need to stay on these plastic bosses here. And that's how you line those things up. And we're going to start with a top screw here and get it to where it'll hold in place. This one's super easy to get to, so I'm going to start with this top one and get that started in the hole. And it seems like these were just completely bottomed out against the bosses, and that's probably why they weren't aligned properly. I think they were just tightened all the way down, and I didn't think they used any of the adjustment. It doesn't look like so. Let's see here. There. This next one. to see where this one goes into the boss here and make sure that spring is back there. And get it started. Yep. It's a cake. And we'll save the hard one for last, of course. I don't know why we would do that, but that's what we're going to do. Let's see, where's our last group? There we go. All right, back up underneath here. Just as hard to start as it was to get to, it looks like. We're going to get our flashlight again and see if we can see that thing in there. Got it started. Let's get our socket on there again. That one's easier to use a socket on, so. Oh, I guess she's done riding today. She's hanging out in the front seat there. Now she's ready to go hit the yard. All right. We've got these snugged up. They're not super tight because we've got to still adjust these things, but we got this light kind of in place and we got them snugged up. And now we will plug this light in. There's just one plug on here. So, let's see, there's one plug. It is literally plug and play. That plug's right on there. So there you go, that's one headlight installed. So we're gonna move on to the other side and then we're gonna flip these things on and see what they look like. And then as it gets dark, then we'll adjust them after it gets dark here a little bit later on. They actually give you instructions how to adjust headlights. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, so we're not going to put this fender back in place yet. We're just going to set it here because we have to be able to get in there to adjust them. So we're going to move on to the other side and we'll show you here what it looks like as soon as it's all done. This side's easier because it's right-handed. just like that, the lights are installed. Piece of cake, and we'll have to put the fenders back on here after we aim the lights. But just for grins here, let's see what they look like. Let's see how cool these are, even in the daylight. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, what a difference, man. Look at that. I mean, we've got those eyebrows, super bright, projector beams on the bottom. I think it's high and low. Super awesome. Oh yeah, what a difference. Just like that, these lights are installed. It was a piece of cake, a couple little hard to reach spots, but not so bad. You know what? They look way better than the stock units. They're way brighter than the stock units. I'm really excited to see how they actually look at night. You know what? We're gonna take them out here tonight, shine them up against the garage door. We're gonna get them aligned, and then we'll throw the plastics back on and give you guys another look at it. So, you know, stay tuned, and we'll finish this project up. It's dark now for sure, and you know, we just we backed the Ranger out into the driveway here. We shut the garage door down. We've got the lights shining on the garage over here, and we played with the lights a little bit. We've up and down a little bit, and it looks like basically what we've done is we've gone from the center line of the light, and we've marked the same spot on the garage door there. And basically, we want that main beam on the low beams to be about 7 inches or so below where that mark is on the garage door. So that's going to probably give you the best. I mean, you can adjust them how you want, but that's a good starting point. So we played with these a little bit, and I mean, if you just look at the light that's on the garage now, man, that's so much nicer than what the other light was. If you pan over there and look at that, man, that's way better light for sure. This white versus the yellow light. And then we still got high beam too. High beam is super intense. I mean, this is a big improvement. There's no question about it. So we're going to call this good, and we're going to wrap it up. We're going to bolt the plastics back on, and hey man, that's a wrap. We got these lights installed today, and man, it's a great project. So if you ever want to improve your lights, I'm going to post a part number on so you can get the part number for Polaris. Upgrade your lights on your Ranger. You're going to love it.